Alright, I'm going to screen this porch in today. We are 24 feet this way, and then we got 6 feet this way. This way is 8 feet from top to bottom. I'm gonna, on these 4x4, I'm gonna put my track piece every 4x4. This is about 5 feet. I'll do that all the way down. This is what I'm gonna be using. These just screen track pieces. I'm not sure the official name, but that's what it is. You mount this, then you put your screen in here, and then you got this white cap to cover it all up. I've got this screening. "72 feet by 25, or I'm sorry, 72 inches by 25 feet. I've got 3 rolls of this. The only prep work that I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to put a 2x4 running up through here because of the way this rail sits. I'll put a 2x4 here and here, and then do the same thing over here. And the customer has supplied me with a screen door, so I'll install that today too. And as you see, it is 9:12. Got here right at 9. Got a few things set up, so we'll call this job starting at 9 o'clock. Right. I'll be installing this with these screws, just little short screws. I'm just going to cut it with a hacksaw. I've tried with the miter saw before, and a lot of times it'll break it, and it's so flexible, it's flopping around. So I just use, this will be the first time I did this, try with a hacksaw, but I'm going to install it with just these little exterior 1¼ inch screws. Okay, got all the track up so far. 10:38, so about an hour and a half. You know, got it above the door, side the door, and all the way down, and it's all around the corner too. So I'm gonna start putting my screen on. I showed you what kind of screen I'm gonna use, but I use this. What is that? An 1/8 or what? No, not quite, I guess, or more. 0.175 spline. And this tool. I wore out my other tools, so I got this. I'm gonna have the camera set up, but I'm not gonna be able to get real close. But I'll start at the top and let it roll down. So I'll put the spline in across the top, then I'll come to the bottom and put it in, then I'll trim it off, and then I'll get the sides, and then I'll trim it. And as far as when you're working in a section, you want to stay, you know, if I'm doing this section, I'm going to stay here, of course, so that when I put the next section in, I can go here. You never want to have that screen running all the way across, because it'll get tight, and then when you put your cap on there, it won't the white cap has some teeth almost like that pop in there, so that screen would be in your way. So it's pretty obvious here, but then when you get to the end, you don't want to run it all the way to here. You want to stop right here, and then you're going to trim the screen here. And one other thing, when I'm doing this, I'm gonna get it in. I'm gonna put the top in, like I said, and then I'll get the bottom. I'm gonna pull it pretty snug, but I'm not gonna just pull it as hard as I can pull it. When that spline goes in here, it'll pull it tight. Same for left and right. Get it in there pretty snug. But I've done this before, and it was on smaller sections, of course, but I've done it before and pulled it so tight when I put this piece in, and I went over to put the other piece in, it started pulling the other side out. So just pull it snug, but not, like my daddy would say, as tight as a banjo string. You don't want it that tight. So I'll set the camera up, kind of time lapse it, and you can just kind of see what I'm doing. Picked up my drill here, my track. I didn't have enough screws in the track all the way around. It was starting to the screen was starting to pull it away, so I ended up kind of doubling up on the amount of screws that I had in. So that's what I'm doing here, if you're wondering. Okay, I got all the screen put up. I did run out of some spline just on this little small section right here, which is a bummer because now I got to run to the hardware store and get some more. I don't need probably 20 feet, but I'm gonna move on before I stop and run to Home Depot or Lowe's, wherever. So I don't know what I can show you so far. I did trim all this up, and like I was saying, it is important not to put this spline across, because like I said, you'd have screen in this gap, and the way these covers work, you've got these little ears right here that are gonna, see if I can show you, that are gonna pop in here. They'll pop right in there, so you can't cross over this. I had to learn that the hard way first time I did this. So anyway, something to learn. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna start putting this track in. I'll start at that top left, run all the way across, probably run a piece from the bottom all the way across, and then this piece here in the middle. I'll put it in with a rubber mallet, wherever that is, but you just take it and hold it in place and tap it in with that rubber mallet and just work your way across. Okay, let's see. It is 1:30. Started at 9 o'clock. Now again, I still got to put 2 pieces of spline here, put the white caps in there, but I did want to at least show you my timeline. So what are we at? 9, 10, 11, 12, 4.5 hours. Got all the screen on, and I got the cap on top of the track all the way around the corner. So now I just have the screen door to put on. I would imagine, I hate to say how long it's going to take, because when I do that, it usually ends up double, but if I don't have that thing on within an hour, I'll be amazed. But the screen's nice and tight, so I'm going to work on that screen door. All right, now I'm all done. Had to go run get some more spline, get this section on the left done. Got the screen door in, had to put a little more framing in there. Had to put that 2x4 above the top, and then a little piece on the side. Get the screen door right. But it is all done. All the way through here, 24 feet, and then about 6 feet around the corner here. 75 inches to be exact. I had 72-inch roll, I think. That was a little bit too long, so I had to put another piece in the middle just to tie that up. But that is it. Even got my ceiling fan installed, all in about 7 hours. That's that. I'm out of here, man. Look at this. Can you see that? 95 degrees. 5 o'clock. 5:15. Last day of September. 95 degrees. Crazy. Anyway, I am gassed. I was out in the sun all day long, working by myself. Man, I am whipped. I am tired of this 95, 100-degree days, man. Humidity out the roof. But anyway, that wasn't a bad job. Everything went pretty smooth. But I'll before I post this, I'll figure how many square feet that was and how much I had in material, just to kind of, I want to do it for myself too, so I can price those type jobs a little better. I'd like to get it down to how many dollars per square foot that was. So anyway, I'll do that. But I hope you got something out of that. Every time I do that, I learn a little bit more. I get a little better at it. I've done 4 or 5 of those. But that's all for this video. Like it, subscribe, hit the bell.